The conversation online has shifted toward Oak Bluffs after one man's comments about the historic Black community sparked a much bigger debate.
So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is Oak Bluffs, Massachusetts, Martha's Vineyard. Now, there is no fatigue here. All right, there's no Black fatigue here. There's only beauty. There's only families. There's only professionals. There are only doctors. There are only lawyers. There are only professors. There are only accountants. There are only finance people. That's what you find down here. Families enjoying themselves. Listen, Oak Bluffs has been a haven of Black wealth in this country for 100 years, and I love it so very much. My wife is here. We love it. In fact, I'll be going back home today, but then we'll be back, God willing, in a week to actually enjoy ourselves, because we will be spending a week here through 4th of July. It's going to be beautiful. But you know what? If you know how to act, come on down to Oak Bluffs. We'd love to have, at least I would, love to have people coming down seeing this. This is beautiful. You know what? A lot of times in the media, we get inundated with negativity regarding Black people. Well, come on down to Oak Bluffs and see what's going on down here. But remember, you got to come down here. You got to know how to act. But I love it. Black wealth, elite Black wealth. But you know what? What we don't do is look down on everybody else. What we do is help everybody else, because we want more to come down here. Anyways, continue to follow me. I am a professor, a teacher, and a financial coach, bringing financial education to the urban community and beyond. See you soon.
While he described Oak Bluffs as a place built on generations of Black success, wealth, and achievement, many people focused on one specific part of his message.
Nigga to go there, I don't want to go. If you have to give me a disclaimer just because I'm Black that I need to act a certain kind of way, you ain't gotta worry about it. I don't need to be there. And that man who made the post about coming to Oak Bluffs, I'm sure he's a nice man. I'm sure he's a very nice man. However, I don't understand how y'all are not seeing. Well, I do understand. A lot of us still have this mentality, still have this perception that we can perform our way out of racism. And I fear that, like, y'all are not connecting the dots, like, throughout history. No matter what we did, no matter what we accomplished, no matter what we gave, it wasn't enough. So if you are a Black person and you move to an area that I'm assuming is predominantly white, because those are usually the only areas where a Black person like that feels like they need to tell other Black people, oh, make sure you act right when you come. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go. I don't even understand why y'all still aspire to be in predominantly white areas, spaces. Like, but yeah, no matter what, it's not going to be about whether or not you know how to act. That's the bigger picture. And the message that was sent was, I need to tell y'all how to act before y'all come out here, because y'all are Black and y'all have no home training.
Before inviting visitors, he warned Black people that they needed to know how to act.
Talking about Oak Bluffs and fatigue and whatnot. And as someone who lives in a gated community, in a community similar to Oaks Bluff, but with a lot of white people, I can comment that for sure, you do need to know how to behave where you are. And there is nothing wrong with telling people, like, yo, behave. Because not all behaviors are acceptable everywhere. And this is part of the problem. Some people take being unapologetically who you are as an excuse to misbehave, as an excuse to pretty much act any kind of way. And the problem is, certain situations call for certain behaviors just because of everybody who's worked hard to be in these positions don't want to have to endure with certain things. They work hard to get away from them, right? So there's nothing wrong with telling people, like, yo, you can come here and you're going to see everybody here doing well. You're going to see everybody here behaving, but you need to also behave. You need to also adopt the mentality of this place. And it's not racist and it's not a dog whistle.
That statement immediately divided opinions because some felt he was promoting respect for a historic community.
The conversation of Oak Bluffs has circled around yet again to talk about the Jack and Jills, wealthy elites and upper class individuals. And the debate is currently whether or not the individuals within this community are pushing white supremacist rhetoric when we talk about decorum and the expectation of certain behaviors within these communities. So I don't personally have a problem with establishing what decorum looks like, what it feels like, and what it's not. Who is located on Martha's Vineyard, whether there's doctors, lawyers, like people who are considered to be of Black excellence, right? And then he made a comparison, like we aren't Carnival Cruise. Because Carnival Cruise, let's just be honest, you're gonna do ratchet hood things with your friends on Carnival Cruise. Also think that it triggers people's internalized, confirmation biases, but is it classist? I do think there is a hinge of classism within these conversations. When are we going to criticize and critique maladaptive behavior that comes with doing ratchet hood things with your homegirls? Ratchet hood culture, people just equate that to being in poverty, and that's not the case. You can be in poverty and have class, but people equate the two with each other. So if you're talking about hood culture, then you're talking about me because I grew up in poverty, or I grew up in the hood, which is a place where people typically are in poverty, and they can't separate the two. It's okay to separate yourself from hood culture even though you grew up in poverty. And I think that's the issue, because I would love to be around people, any people. I don't care what your social class is. I would like to be around people who have decorum.
While others argued he singled out Black people from the very beginning instead of giving the same message to everyone.
That man said, if you know how to act, come on down to Oak Bluffs, okay? That's what he said. And he said what he said, and he meant it. And I must agree. But some of y'all got so offended, saying he could have said that better. You ain't have to say it like that. And I'm confused, because what is your problem with an adult telling another adult, hey, this is a luxurious place. This is a high-end place. And if you know how to act, wink, wink, come on down. Because certain actions and behaviors are going to be unacceptable here. And so I'm like, for you to be so offended, like, baby, you clearly don't know how to act sometimes. And you're so triggered by somebody addressing the fact that you don't know how to act sometimes because you feel like you should be able to act how you want to act wherever you go, that you're going to say something here. That man said, this is a beautiful place with beautiful Black people, beautiful, wealthy, elite Black people. He said, each one teach one. We don't put anyone down. Again, wink, wink, come through, meet some people, network, learn, get some opportunities. But oh no, you're offended. Stay your ass at home.
Many also pointed out that he repeatedly mentioned Black fatigue, but critics believe he misunderstood what that phrase actually means. To them, Black fatigue isn't about loud behavior or poor manners. It's about the emotional exhaustion that comes from constantly dealing with racism, stereotypes, and having to prove yourself over and over again.